Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So the Onvo L90 pre-sale media question and answer full recap because you deserve it. We know with the L90, we're getting ready to dominate and devastate that price segment and that segment altogether. Just like we did with our main brand, just like we're doing with Firefly in that segment. So a question and answer segment took place where William Lee, King Lee Hong, as well as Dr. Shen Fei answered a lot of questions. And these are the key takeaways. We all know that the Onvo L90 nationwide test drives start on July 23rd, official launch at the end of July. Deliveries begin on August the 1st. So the official launch at the end of July, they may even come down with the price some more. Remember, William Lee said there's a big surprise coming. On the morning of July 11, the day after the Onvo L60 officially opened the pre-sale, NIO held a small-scale media briefing in Haifei. NIO CEO William Lee, President Kin Lee Hong, and Onvo President Shen Fei attended the event. And you would be amazed with what they had to say. Facing a wide range of media questions, NIO's executives systematically explained the underlying logic and market ambitions behind the Onvo L90, a strategic model, and revealed a new methodology for next generation EV startups. Onvo L90 launch schedule and profitability. Since its debut at the Auto Shanghai, the Onvo L90 has eased user concerns about long distance travel by showcasing charging and battery swap infrastructure progress. The subsequent pre-sale launch covered in-depth technical and product details, and display vehicles have now arrived at stores nationwide. According to the plan, nationwide dynamic test drives will begin on July 23rd. Dynamic test drives. The official launch event is scheduled for the end of July, and deliveries will start on August the 1st. It's worth noting that deliveries for the 7-seat version, yes, you heard that right, the 7-seat version will be later than the 6-seat version, with exact timing to be announced at the launch event. NIO officially stated that pre-sale volumes for the Onvo L90 met internal expectations. Regarding profitability, the company said the L90 has positive gross margins, highlighting precise cost control and prioritizing spendings on user experience. Some compromises such as motor size and seat platform reuse were made to optimize costs. Brand positioning and strategy for Onvo and NIO. As deliveries ramp up and real-world user feedbacks come in, the distinction between Onvo and NIO brands will become increasingly clear. NIO focuses on the premium market, while Onvo targets family users. Both brands will leverage their unique positioning and product attributes to minimize internal competition. Very key here, because a lot of people are always talking about it. Will it cannibalize? Will it do? I say, shut your mouth, boy, and pull your pants up. Regarding the Shenji chip, due to limited production capacity, it will primarily be used in NIO models for now, for an extended period to support the brand's advanced autonomous driving fleet. This maintains a unified chip architecture for easier technology transfer to Onvo. Let me say that again. This maintains a unified chip architecture for easier technology transfer to Onvo. That's what's going to be happening. William Lee also hinted that external investors could eventually be introduced to the Shenji chip project. Yes, it's getting very exciting, guys. Technology and product planning. For energy replenishment, NIO announced that the 5th generation battery swap prototype station will be ready by the end of third quarter. By the end of the third quarter this year, guys. We are in the third quarter. This is unbelievable. This new generation will support multi-platform compatibility and 3 different battery pack sizes, significantly improving swap success rates and automation. I think well, I'll get to that. But it says this marks a major breakthrough for both NIO and the broader EV industry. Regarding the 80 kilowatt battery pack, the initial supply will be limited, but will gradually increase in line with growing user adoption. On autonomous driving end-to-end models and currently being tested on Onvo vehicles thanks to the shared NIO ADAS development foundation. Onvo can quickly leverage NIO's data and training capabilities to accelerate deployment. Real driverless technology. In terms of cost control, innovations like lightweight design and high integration help reduce production costs. Although upfront research and development validation expenses are high, mass production will lower costs and internal efficiency efforts are ongoing. It says, what was the key effort behind the efficient channel strategy for the L90? The key here is that we ship the cars before holding the launch event. Woohoo! What's the big difference? Buying a pure electric versus an extended range model? That's a question that was asked. I believe people should buy pure electric. It offers better space and user experience, and range anxiety is already a thing of the past with our charging infrastructure and battery swap stations, especially our battery swap stations in China. It's a thing of the past. We also see a trend where extended range vehicles are using increasingly large batteries, reducing the engine's actual usage. You might have used the engine 5 or 6 times a year before, but now it's maybe only once or twice, yet you're still carrying hundreds of kilograms of hardware daily. Oil change, water pump, timing belt, etc., etc. What was the logic behind the L90's launch timeline was another question. The entire launch cadence for the L90 has been clear from the start. Debut at the Auto Shanghai showcasing some highlights. The easing user anxiety with progress on charging and battery swap infrastructure. We always come back to that word, infrastructure. Well, you get the idea. Yesterday's pre-sale event offered a full technical and product introduction. Now L90 display vehicles are in showrooms. From here, July 23rd, nationwide dynamic test drives begin. End of July, official launch with final pricing and user benefits announced. Excuse me, guys. How does the Onvo L90 compare to the Li Auto i8 was the next question. What are each of their strengths? What was the profit margin of the Onvo L90? It definitely has gross profit. At NIO, our financial calculations are precise. You can see the high technical content and competitive product strength. We've invested heavily in user experience. User experience, guys. This is what we're selling. But made trade-offs elsewhere. For example, we didn't opt for overly large motors and reuse seating platforms across the group. How will NIO and Onvo maximize brand separation and avoid internal competition? As deliveries and real-world usage ramp up, you'll see the brands differentiate more clearly and rationally over time. That's our goal. The L90 claims to be a revolutionary 3-row SUV. Where's the real innovation? The innovation is all about creating user value. It's not just about design form, like the shape of the car, but solving unmet needs. That's why we spent so much time at the launch discussing our research with 2,700 users, identifying pain points like space and energy replenishment anxiety. What thinking went to the L90's pricing strategy? The L90 was initially set with a zero margin pricing target. Later we adjusted according to market conditions. From the start, we set an aggressive cost target to leave us room for competitive pricing. And we saw that. We saw that, guys. What's new with the 5th generation battery swap station? The biggest advance is multi-platform support with 3 battery pack specification. This is a major breakthrough for NIO and the whole industry. Other improvements include higher swap success rates and smarter automation. The Gen 5 station is basically ready by Q3's end, pending final volume production and reliability testing. We go through rigorous testing in whatever we make, so there's very minimum recall. What's the deployment plan for the 80 kilowatt hour battery? Initial quantities will be limited, but as users' numbers grow, battery stock will naturally increase. What are the plans for autonomous driving? Very good question. And autonomous driving, real autonomous driving, end-to-end models are already being tested on Onvo vehicles, guys. Boom! Let me say that again. End-to-end models are already being tested on Onvo vehicles. Since NIO's ADAS team is shared, Onvo can quickly leverage NIO's vision-based training and infrastructure with only minor adjustments. What's the strategy for deploying the Shenji chip? Will it be used across all brands? Shenji chip production is limited, so for now, it mainly supports NIO vehicles since NIO's main autonomous fleet still runs on NVIDIA Orin. This helps close the data loop. Using the same chip architecture allows faster technology transfer to Onvo. So it's coming. What key factors help control the L90 pricing? The L90's mission was always to hit this price segment. Technical innovations like light weighting and high integration cut costs. Through upfront research and development and validation costs were high, mass production will lower them, and we use fewer materials. How is internal morale amid ongoing cost-cutting and efficiency drives? I wouldn't call it layoffs. It's more about adjusting and aligning the team with our current strategy. At least within Onvo, morale is steadily improving. Sales are rising. The new product launches are bringing clarity to our operations. How should users choose between the NIO ES8 and the Onvo L90? A lot of people are talking about that. The L90 got a lot of attention yesterday. Thank you for that. But L90 is one showcase of what NIO can do. The upcoming new ES8 will be equally strong in its own segment. They target different users and serve different needs. And I talked about that in one of my previous videos. As range anxiety resurfaces in the market, what's NIO's Onvo's plan? Don't forget, we also offer a 150 kilowatt hour battery. Yes, this is my solid state. We hold a record for over 1,000 kilometers on a single charge. According to Claudio Afonso, he'll say, NIO said they do. No, they did it. But we still believe infrastructure is the best way to solve range anxiety. With our battery swap stations, there's no range anxiety. Will Onvo release lower price models in the future? That was another good question. Onvo's long-term goal is to provide high-quality cars for families, premium cars. Today we have a flagship large SUV and a smart mid-size SUV, and we'll eventually offer more affordable models too. So don't be surprised if you see a affordable sedan coming. Remember, Money Making Mitch said that. Did the L90 pre-sale exceed expectations? Based on the market feedback, we met our internal targets. What's the plan for the 7-seat version of the L90? Final question. Exact timing will be announced at the launch event. The 7-seat version will be delivered later than the 6-seat, but it's coming. It's getting very yummy for the tummy, guys. Sorry this was a longer video, but I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up right there. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.